The toughest part of Rebirth, and probably the biggest mistake that I see players make, is regaining. Not knowing how to regain is why in certain games you just die over and over and over again. Or you're on a good game, you have good pace, you die one time and you can never get that pacing back. So today we're going to be breaking down a 29 kill game that I had where I actually die 4 or 5 times. So each time that I die, we'll talk through my thought process and the different options that I have when it comes to regaining and getting my momentum back. Now, real quick before we jump in here, I'm playing some solo quads. Usually I land Nova 6 because there's bags of $5,000 here, which makes it super easy to get loadout. But for the sake of the video, I wanted to kind of land at a normal POI, not have access to those $5,000 cash bags. So we're going to land here in headquarters. I'm always thinking about a contract. Bounties are great because all I'm thinking about is, can this thing get poached? I'm not going to push him. I just want it to get poached. But you could also go with the scavenger. You could go with the spy drones. Just grab a contract early to help with that cash flow dynamic. Get that loadout down early. Now, if you are subscribed, I always say never expect an uncontested drop. Always be ready to fight early because of how small Rebirth is. Right here, we see on the minimap, his 2 teammates are pretty far away from me in prison, so I really don't have anything to worry about. But as I check here and see these guys, the other thing you can't miss is this down here. That's a big thing that a lot of you struggle with. You see this, you see these guys, but you don't see these, and this is good information to have that there's two teams in living. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and think about loadout here. The biggest thing with loadout early is it allows us to save that free loadout. When I was playing quad fills, there were a lot of games that we had loadouts up for the entire game. The moment that your loadout disappears, that is when things become so much tougher. Now, I actually decide here to get a little bit aggressive. I have an MCW, I have a WSP9, I've got a portable radar, I don't have a ton of cash, I kind of looted a little bit in these 3 buildings. There wasn't a bunch. I don't think I'm going to be able to get loadout, so I push over. 2 ways that I want you to think about this here. Context. Number 1, I'm just being aggressive and pushing. Number 2, though, is, hey, we landed in living quarters or something with 2 other teams. We've got to figure out how to fight, get some kills, and get our loadout down, which we'll circle back to in a little bit. That's where a lot of you struggle, is how do we get loadout down when we are also fighting? Right here, I'm going to see this guy right ahead. We're able to kind of take him out without him even seeing us. And what do we notice? We notice a loadout gun. This color right here, guys, you have to recognize this, especially as you get into better lobbies. People are going to run meta weapons. So those custom loadouts are going to be good builds. They're going to be the faster TTK guns, and you absolutely want those. One guy around the corner here, we're just going to drop shot and find a way to take less damage. You can see him kind of missing those bullets. And look at this enemy right here. Watch which way he's pushing to. Notice how he's pushing my direction. So I know I have to back off. Real quick, as we're really getting into this, guys, 70% of the people that watched my videos last week were not subscribed. So if you are looking to get better at Rebirth and start getting more kills, take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below. Biggest thing here, we just slide to the head glitch, right? We're just going to push up. We get caught a little bit out in the open. Instead of challenging this guy again, let's get to this head glitch here where it makes it a little bit tougher for him. And then once again, we kind of slide to this cover spot. We get that thirst, notice the mini-map pings, and we're just kind of in the mix here early. 4 kills, which means we are on 20 kill pace. 4 kills in the first, 4 kills in the second, 6 kills in the third, 6 kills in endgame. It's going to be our 20 kill pacing. 8 to 9 in the first is going to be 30 kill pacing. Notice multiple enemies still here, so I know I'm in the mix. Now, here's the other thing, guys. See this right here? See this? See the camo? Understand floor loot guns do not have camo. So not only am I paying attention to the red part of it, where we kind of see, like I circle back here in a second, not only am I paying attention to that, I'm also paying attention to and seeing the camo. The camo can give it away before we actually see the fact that it's a custom weapon. We're just going to work our way over here, play a little bit of positioning. Once again, playing this head glitch here. 1, 2, we saw the third guy in the corner here, and thankfully, this guy right here, this last enemy runs out of ammo, and I'm able to switch and get him down as well. Find the guy who has the self-revive right here. 6, 7, that guy just got... Now, one thing that I do want to talk about here is this right here. I get caught off guard. I'm low health. I'm in a pretty bad spot. Right here, though, understand how fast this fight is even, right? He's broken, I'm broken. So now this is just a 50-50 that we got to find a way to win. We do that with the drop shot, and you'll see it. Watch how fast we become even in this fight in terms of health, right? It's like so quick right there. We were at 8. I'm going to grab the HRM9 and back out of there. I knew I had the striker, but I would rather have the HRM9. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Now we start to think. Now in this moment right here, let's talk about regaining, okay? What is your thought process? Look at everything. Look at kills. Look at our guns. Look at our perk package. Look at our cash. Look at our plates. Like, what are you thinking in this moment when it comes to regaining? For me personally, this is where a lot of you struggle. I am in the mix right now. I am between two teams. We are racking up a ton of kills, but I'm always thinking about that regain component. Free loadouts still got some time, so I'm going to back off here real quick, and I'm going to grab loadout. Now, I know what a lot of you are going to say here. Joe, you just died because you tried to grab loadout. But there's two things I want to say. Number one is if I slow this down here, I literally am hovered over the loadout marker here. You can see that my button is hovered over the loadout marker, and it does not give it to me. For whatever reason, I don't know. Number two is even though I died, I threw the loadout. If it had given me the loadout, the field upgrade would have been gone and would have been over here. So even though I died, I got myself a free loadout, essentially. I should have if the game didn't bug. And when you die, you only keep 60% of your cash. So if I had loadout down there and I died, that's totally okay. I would have flown in with cash, but I have a loadout down. And by the way, I'm solo quadding here, so it's not that big of a deal, right? I'll kind of figure out my regain. But for those of you playing like trios and quads, you would sacrifice yourself to get a loadout for all 4 people. And that loadout can stay up for the entire game potentially, especially between that loadout and the free loadout if you are strategic. Now, right here, you know, I'm not thinking too much. We still have a ton of time till that loadout drops. So I'm just kind of flying back in here. I'm not getting right back into the action, but I know there's a bunch of people down low in living quarters. The one thing I am thinking about here is, hey, just keep in mind that respawn timer, right? We don't want to lose this 30 kill pacing start because I get a little bit over aggressive. So I'm still in an okay spot here. There's the respawn timer active. I didn't even know what gun I had, but we're going to go ahead and be able to get that kill. Bunch of people down below me. Now, what do you notice in this moment? Once again, let's pause. Let's talk about the regain. We've got 9 kills, 10 other teams. Got a core 45 and a DG, I think. You know, we have 2980 in terms of cash. We got people over to our right side, 2 teams still. We're in a great spot. What's your thought process? Never forget about buying guns. And this is a great example of, hey, I landed up top here and rotated to the buy station. So we don't have to land straight in on loadout. We don't have to land straight in on a buy station. Land close by, rotate over and buy a loadout. Rotate over to your loadout. Rotate over and buy guns. You know, I was just trying to see what was in here. We're going to go ahead and buy our HRM9. And now we're going to go ahead and get back to work. Like, once again, I have that confidence here. So we are right back in the mix, minus this DG58, minus perks, lethals, and tacticals, right? So we got to keep that stuff in mind as well. Good shots right there on the head glitch. We're going to go ahead and take him out. First thing we notice right here, once again, guys, I continue to highlight this. Look at the camo, right? So yes, I'm looking at minimap right here, but I also see this camo right here, which tells me, hey, he's got custom guns. Boom. Ram 7, we're right back in the mix. Right back in the mix here. There's number 1. Boom. Feel really comfortable with that. There's number 2, and we're going to go ahead and back off. Back off here. We're going to play this little side right here. Go ahead and get our thirst straight ahead and start to work over towards this enemy who is by himself. We're in a really good spot here. Obviously, still another team, but we've got 1, we've got 2, and we've got 3. This team is all separated. But what tells you this is another team? What tells you there's 2 teams? I got kill confirmed. Somebody got my kill. If they were all on the same team, you know, they would have, that he's not going to thirst his teammates. So let's go ahead and push across here. Now we're in a tough spot. Watch us finesse here. Break line of sight. Start plating. Yep, we're going to try to get through the window here. Nope, keep pushing around. Now we're just going to wait for him. Come on. I need to find a way to get a kill here to kind of get that pacing back, get that information back. There it is right there. That gives me the information. Look to my right side. You can see him pushing. Watch him pushing. And the pre-fire. Guys, you can, so many of you miss this. Like, watch him right here. You see him in the corner. Watch which way he's moving to. Right here is where I see that he's moving towards me. Boom, we pre-fire that, and we're able to easily, even though it was ugly, I didn't hit clean shots there. You know, I kind of missed a bunch, but because I had that initial advantage. Like I said, guys, if you are looking to start getting more kills, make sure you are subscribed down below. Let's go and work our way this way here. 5660. See this guy right here. Let's go ahead and pick up 2 more kills. This guy is actually sniping somebody down at Stronghold, and we saw the guy in the back as well. I saw the guy in the back re-peek it, so he mounts up with the ram, just fry that guy, and we are at 16 kills already. This is part of being in the action, and we still have our regain, right? There's our regain right there. So we're not in a bad spot until we get full swarmed by, I don't even know how many people that is. Just got third party there. I was shooting 2 unsuppressed weapons. Good play by them to push over. Got to keep your head on a swivel when you're shooting those unsuppressed weapons. Now, as I'm flying in here, guys, I'm looking for people on rooftops and stuff. You know, I'm not just eyes on the loadout here and completely oblivious. I would even say that I should have pulled parachute here. You're going to see that I don't pull parachute here. I should have. You know, 16 kills in second circle. I need to play this a little bit cautious. You know, instead of just flying back in because they get enemy flying in overhead, what's the first thing you do when you hear, right? You think about where they're looking or where they're flying in from, and you're looking at the sky. I could land here and rotate over. I can land here and rotate over. I can land here. Like you can land and rotate over, and it's a little bit more strategic. I decide to push straight in. I get away with it. You're not going to always get away with it, though. That's the big thing. I get away with it here. You're not going to always get away with it. So be really, really careful about that. Take advantage of that 2.5 seconds of spawn protection that you have to give yourself some time to see what is going on around you. I would also say, and this is where you should probably send this video to a teammate, is, hey, if you're playing trios and quads, you should be live pinging people for your teammates. You know, don't wait too long to do it because you're going to get fried out of the sky. But if, you know, you should be live pinging for your teammates and trying to help them and give them some information as well so you can get that momentum back as a squad. Good shots right there. A little bit of hip fire with the HRM. We noticed this guy back here, and that's kind of the one thing that we needed. We needed that information component in order to be able to get that momentum back. Now we're going to put the pressure on these guys. These guys were sweaty. I mean, is this the sweat skin? This, and there's one other that I feel like is super sweat skins. Now we're going to push around this way. I hear him over to my right side, so we're going to go ahead and challenge. And once again, guys, we just make a mistake. I never reloaded. Like, is what it is. I told you, I'm up front. We're going to die this game. Hey, let's talk about the regain. Biggest thing with the regain right here, guys, what do you notice? Let's go through it again. We're at 17 kills. We have 5 teams. We're in second circle. We have no free loadout up. What do you notice right here? $5,100, right? So I'm in a good spot. If I'm playing like with randoms or something, I'm probably thinking about buying guns here. Because I'm playing solo quad, I am $2,400 off of full loadout. So hey, I'm gonna slow this down for a second. I'm gonna slow down for a second. Once again, I should have pulled my parachute. I don't know why I was being so over aggressive this game, but hey, we're gonna slow down here for a second, and we're gonna go ahead and get that loadout up, get that momentum back, especially because I only need a few stacks of cash. One of the biggest mistakes a lot of you make is actually 2 of the biggest, being over aggressive, just continuing the full send loadout instead of landing close by. And number 2 is not paying attention to your cash flow. Now, what do we get here? Let's talk about this situation. This situation, we get a loadout crate, right? Okay, so loadout crate changes the dynamic, and this is an important one that I want to go over here. We're going to go ahead, we're going to have $8,300. Let's go ahead and buy our loadout, right? We're in a good spot here. Let's go ahead and buy loadout. You know, we're still plenty on 30 pace here. So let's buy loadout. Now, in this moment, let's outline this from a trio quads, you know, quad fills, whatever. You have a full team with 3, 4, maybe even 2. In this situation, I would leave loadout up. So especially early game, right? If you get a loadout crate, think about buying perk package. Again, go back to what I said earlier. The longer we can leave loadouts up, the easier the regain becomes. So hey, you 3 go hit loadout, drop cash. I'm gonna buy Legionnaire perk package, which gives us double time, sleight of hand, flex, and I forget what the other one is, but I'm going to run around with that perk package knowing that if I die, hey, you know what? I can go ahead and we can all land back in on loadout again. We leave that loadout up as long as possible. So that's where we can use buying a perk package to our advantage. One right here. We're going to go ahead and catch this guy straight ahead as well, and we are right back into the mix. Super quick regain. We took like, you know, maybe 45 seconds to a minute right there. Also be aware of fire sales, guys. Fire sales, everything's 50% off. So, you know, that's a time that we can get loadout as a squad if we're really struggling with that regain. Just, again, cash flow awareness. One guy right here, and we are going to work our way up. By the way, not sure if you caught it, but I did pick up a drill charge, and you've constantly seen me looking for stims throughout this. So that's just a great way to make sure that you have that lethal and tactical. You're actually going to see me use the drill charge in a little bit. Gotta love the rubber banding and the lag. The servers have been so bad lately. I'm just, at this point, I'm hoping that I don't DC because we're on a good game here, but we end up, you know, being able to clean it up. Now I'm just going to play rooftop a little bit here. Still have some time, trying to play a little bit patient. I hear somebody pushing up top. We're going to go ahead and grab this thirst right here with the drill charge, which I picked up back in prison. Anything that we can use, frag, throwing knife, drill charge, semtex, like a lethal and tactical is better than no lethal and tactical. So always thinking about picking that stuff up. We got one right here. We're going to go ahead and get the thirst. One guy drops down below. Just going to put the pressure on him, but we're going to back off for a second. Now, I'm always thinking about regaining. What do you notice? What did I pick up? A mine? I don't know. We're going to use it. We're going to cut that line of sight right there so nobody can push up. There's another guy that landed in. Let's go ahead and challenge him. I get a really awkward situation there, but we are able to get that down. And let's go ahead and sit in this corner and plate. Now let's talk about regaining. What do you notice right here? $5,400. What do I have? What do I not have? What I don't have is a great perk package, right? I have high alert, which I really like, but hey, let's go ahead and buy the one I want. Yeah, this has double time, sleight of hand, and flex are the big three, and then primed, which I don't even know what prime does, but double time, sleight of hand, and flex are kind of the big three that we're going to be using here. Specifically these two, though, especially when fighting outnumbered, but flex is definitely super helpful. So we buy perk package, we buy UAV, and we're going right back in the mix. Now, let's talk about this next component of regaining. Like I said, guys, you know, you might want to watch this back because I'm giving you a ton of information here. Little things that we can do to be able to get... Oh, I love this play. How did I know this guy was here besides the UAV? Guys, I want you to notice this. Watch the laser. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. Look at the laser right here. I'm going to outline it. You see that laser right there? Specifically right here. There's one right here. You see it right here, and then obviously the dot right here. That's how I knew this guy was up here on top of, obviously, the mini-map right there. But that's why I anticipate so hard around that corner. We're able to win this gunfight. Now, when we talk about regaining, guys, you know, hey, we bought our guns, we bought a perk package, but what do we notice right here? Tempered, perfect, and what else do we notice? Boom. This is what we need. We need a custom perk package. This is exactly what... Actually, it's not exactly what I want. I would like quick fix. I would like... sleight of hand, but you know what? I love double time and high alert. I think those are the two most beneficial perks that there are. And then, of course, you know, Mountaineer Sleight of Hand's a toss-up. And then, of course, I think Quick Fix is a huge, huge, huge advantage. Now, right here, we're at 24 kills. Let's go ahead and slow this thing down. Let's talk about endgame here. Respawn is disabled. We need to start to be strategic and figure out what we're going to do. First thing is let's rotate into zone, okay? Now, at this point, there's not really much we can do regaining-wise. Yeah, if we have loadout in circle, that's great. You know, yeah, we might be able to kind of land back in on our stuff. That's two things that I haven't talked about, guys, is landing back in where we killed people and landing back in where we died previously. Let's hypothetically say that this circle was closing kind of on control. If I died and then, you know, my teammate bought me back or something, I know that there's a ton of loadout guns, perk packages. I know that there's everything that I need in here. That's great for if you wipe teams. Like if you wipe a team and you know they have loadout guns, hey, if we die and we're really in the blender, that's like the last step before, hey, we're fully in the blender. And now we're in a really, really tough spot is, hey, land where you died or land where you killed somebody. Yeah, and we just got to finesse at this point. That's a full team of 4 in there, and they are going to keep the pressure on. This is why I love high alert. This is right here. This situation, not here. This one right here. This high alert ping is why I love high alert. Because, yeah, I'm assuming that they're going to chase, but that high alert tells me how quick and hard I've got to break this line of sight, you know, in order to kind of get out of the way, get into this building here. I know that he's chasing, so I need to finesse. One around the corner here. Boom. Dead. Not sure where anybody is, obviously, because we're not getting mini-map pings anymore. Saw that custom perk package there as well. Drop out. You know, those are the little things that you need to notice. I probably should have picked up those stims, but I wasn't 100% sure where anybody was. And what else do you notice? Yeah, I did check the perk package. PA right there. I want you to remember that PA, because that PA is actually helpful. Yeah, don't miss that. That's the purple. A lot of times I'm looking for colors, guys. You see the different colors. You know, purple is obviously kill streak. Orange is going to be, you know, perk package. The red is going to be the custom weapon. You know, those are the things that I'm paying attention to. I heard a buyback, which is why I pushed down here. Broken, downed, high alerted. Trust that high alert in close quarters. That's where I love high alert so much, is those close quarters situations, because it tells me how much I need to finesse. I'm getting looked at from top tower. PA that, hoping to get that down, or hoping to get that thirst right there if I can. Now I got people above me. I get the re-knock. So, kind of in a bad spot. Like I said, always thinking about stims. I am team stims over smokes at this point, guys. I am. I am full team stims because of that right there. Just immediately regen that base health. Now I'm just going to rotate here. This is, I mean, this is a play that I just got to push. Trust that high alert. As soon as I don't see him challenging, I'm going to push right in this way and try to get to this power position right here. Where are we? I hear him in this building. I don't know what I was looking at in that moment. I completely missed that guy right there. But again, we're thinking about in circle with cover, then power position. So I'm immediately thinking about the roof after. What did I do? I look for stims again. This guy's on the roof. Let's go ahead and challenge him. Just watch my back, right? I'm still worried about the team that I know is in this building right here. So that's why I jumped down here, try to reset it a little bit and reload. And then we're going to push right back up top. Look at this circle pole again. If you watch my streams, I've not been able to buy a circle pole lately. Yeah, buyback right there. So we immediately act on that information. Straight ahead. Get there. If I don't make that jump, I'm probably dead. But I had no choice but to try it. I wasn't going to be able to rotate low. Enemy flying in. Just like I told you, what do you do? You look up. Right? There's number 1. There's number 2 out of the sky. We're in a 1v5 situation. 2 teams left, 29 kills. And you know what? It didn't drop me down. I tried to drop shot. I tried to drop here so behind cover, and it just crouched and stood up. You see it right here. Yeah, that's where I tried to drop down right there, and it just stood me back up again. I don't know. It is what it is. You know, we will absolutely take... At the end of the day, guys, if I went 20... I think I went 29-4 there. What's that, a 7+ KD this game? Like, absolutely will take that. And I think that's the biggest thing, is not getting frustrated when you die. Just focusing on that regain component. So, let's outline it. Land in on loadout. Land in on buy station. Land close to loadout or buy station and rotate over. Land where you killed somebody. Land where you died previously. And if we're at that point, you can buy guns. If we're at that point and checked off all those boxes, now we're at the point where we are in full blender mode. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.